about we'll talk about the application process, tips and tricks for submitting a successful application, navigating this process, and then after that, we'll open it up to Q&A. First answering those chat questions, and then any open Q&A questions off mic. Cool. So let's talk about how the Skills Initiative does this work and how we built the program that we're going to talk about. The energy that we bring to our participants' relationships, we bring that same energy to our work with employers, in this case, Iovance Biotherapeutics. We build strong, trusting relationships, we listen to what their pain points are, and we respond to them by creating customized training solutions. My job, maybe the first part of my job, is to study employer needs and study the needs of job seekers. Understand, right, who's the ideal candidate for an aseptic technician position at Iovance, and who's that job candidate that could meet that need. Then we design those customized training programs that include professional development and technical training, in this case delivered by Thomas Jefferson University. And then, like info sessions like this, we spread the word to our community. We use that through social media, emailing elected officials. Any way that brought you to this info session today is the way that we get the word out that we are creating training programs that connect folks to opportunities to interview for open positions at really high quality companies. And then the best part of Scott and I's job, we get to make those successful matches, connecting people to quality employment that has a career path and is meaningful work. So first I'm going to talk about the Skills Initiative, and I'll hand it over to Scott to talk about Thomas Jefferson University. The Skills Initiative designs and runs programs which connect you to the tools and supports needed to build a career that's meaningful to you. We've been doing this work for over 15 years. This year we'll celebrate our 2,000th participants served, and over that time, 90% plus of graduates of our program are connecting to employment. Not only are we really good at connecting graduates to jobs, but also from an employer benefit, our graduates are sticking and staying in roles for over a year. They're growing with companies, they're promoted with companies, and they're earning more money with companies. We do this using a very specific model. It's a cohort-based training model. We work with one single employer, in this case, Iovance. We identify one position of high need, in this case, the aseptic technician position. And then we recruit one participant for one job opening. We select those participants and they go through our professional development curriculum in addition to technical training. Scott, I'm going to kick it over to you to talk about Thomas Jefferson.
All right. So like I said, I'm Scott Gigax. I'm the director of the biotechnology program. Our program has been around for 25 years, and our program is really based on getting our graduates ready for the industry in either biotechnology or pharmaceutical industry or research and development. So we're very excited to have you in our aseptic laboratory technique training program that really provides people who complete the 6-week training for jobs or for work as a technician in laboratories, specifically here biomanufacturing laboratories in an aseptic or clean, environmentally controlled environment. So our educational and professional training is really also proud to provide credits or college credits that can be applied later on if you so choose to go after additional training or additional college level coursework. So we'd like to, again, also encourage people to then always look forward to develop yourselves as professionals with additional training as well.
Thanks, Scott. And as I alluded to before, the data says that using this model, the Skills Initiative is really good at that. A couple things that I want to call out that you can see on your screen here. Our average starting wage for graduates is over $22 an hour. For this program, we're recruiting at $27 an hour, so it'll continue to rise, connecting graduates to quality jobs. The other thing that I want to call out in your bottom right corner, that 33.8% of graduates are receiving promotions or earning more money within their first year of employment. That is true for Iovance and our graduates we've already connected here, and will continue to be true for other placements as well. We know that folks coming through our program stand out for all the right reasons and are recognized, which often leads to earning more money and promotions and all those things that we value in a job. Let's learn a little bit more about Iovance now. A few things, as I've already called out. Take particular note of the images you see on your screen. On your top left corner there, you can see the rendering of Iovance in the building, a state-of-the-art manufacturing facility. Below the facility picture, you can see what the work environment looks like. Working in full garb, including mask and goggles. I'll talk a little bit about that more as I talk about the positions as aseptic technicians. But you can start to see what the work environment looks like, working on a team in a fully garbed laboratory environment. And then the other note is you're thinking about both this program being the right fit for you and future employment being the right fit for you, is where Iovance is located. Iovance is located down at the Navy Yard, the southernmost point of Philadelphia. And as you're thinking about making the commitments to the program and ideally future employment, you're thinking about your ability to get to the Navy Yard every day on time in the program ready to learn, or as an employee at Iovance, ready to work. There's multiple ways to get to the Navy Yard, including your own transportation, rideshare, or public transportation. But ultimately, the location should factor in to making sure that you're making an informed decision. So who is Iovance? Iovance Biotherapeutics aims to be the global leader in innovating, developing, and delivering tumor-infiltrating therapy for people with cancer. Iovance is pioneering a transformational approach to treating cancer by harnessing the ability of the human immune system to recognize and attack diverse cancer cells in each patient. As a key developer of these tumor-infiltrating therapies, Iovance seeks to hire qualified and devoted aseptic manufacturing technicians that can meet the demands of a fast-paced laboratory environment with a patient-first mindset. At the end of the day, Iovance is creating therapies that cure cancer, which is tremendously important. And having that patient-first mindset is also important as you think about the work environment, maybe the long hours, and other considerations that you may have about the job. It is creating life-saving technology. The next thing that we're going to do is watch a short video to understand who Iovance is at a deeper level.
Iovance Biotherapeutics aims to be the global leader in innovating, developing, and delivering novel cell therapies for cancer. Our Iovance Cell Therapy Center, or ICTC, symbolizes what we have accomplished in manufacturing for the patients, the caregivers, and the families that we serve. The ICTC is located in the Philadelphia Navy Yard, a growing community where companies and their employees thrive. With 1,200 acres of land, the Philadelphia Navy Yard has over 15,000 employees and 170 companies, 30 of which are part of the Philadelphia Biopharm cluster of gene and cell therapy companies like Iovance.
Iovance, being a West Coast company, invested almost 12 to 13 weeks to determine what is the best location for this autologous cell therapy product of ours. We looked at 10 different states, 59 different locations, and Navy Yard was number one through our selection process.
I think Philadelphia has really primed us for success here at ICTC. I mean, we were very lucky and fortunate that we have a talent pool that we can pull from, and that's the universities, the hospitals, and all the different biotech companies around us. So we're pretty fortunate from that perspective.
The Navy Yard is becoming the hub of Silicon Valley here in Philadelphia, and we now have one of the most significant facilities that will attract the best and brightest talent here to the city.
My name is Angel Hilton and I'm a manufacturing associate. I used to live in Florida and I decided to, join the team here in Philadelphia. I want to be able to research in cancer. In Tampa, there's not a lot of those companies around for me to develop, and I got the opportunity to become an intern at Iovance. So yeah, it's amazing. True story.
It's really amazing to see the progress in such a short period of time. Since I joined the organization, this was a dirt lot, and then quickly, the entire building went up.
Building the ICTC was a huge task. Thinking about the numbers of contractors that had to be coordinated in the middle of a pandemic, managing COVID-19 protocols, continued revisions to designs, optimizing designs, and the team pushed through all of those challenges throughout a really challenging 2020.
We were very fortunate with the support all the way up to the governor of Pennsylvania to ensure we would continue doing this project in real time and managing all the restrictions that we had to deal with to keep every employee safe through this construction effort. And I am grateful just for all the employees that have been working with us, the strategic partners, and most importantly, our leadership team that made it happen.
The ribbon cutting is a milestone, of course. It signifies the start of something we've all been working towards, which is being in a position to treat patients with this revolutionary technology. We now have the capabilities of commercially supporting ourselves and moving towards that end goal of actually treating a patient.
It's a milestone for us, but it's also the beginning of our journey here at the ICTC. It's the beginning of our operations of being able to bring TIL therapy to the patients.
I think what's really great about the ICTC is that we have so many suites to do so much manufacturing and help so many patients. And knowing that we have the capacity to treat a lot of patients, to me, is inspiring. And I'm really looking forward to seeing that happen.
In just 2 years, we have grown our ICTC team with plans to add hundreds more in the future. It is also the unveiling of a new hope and modality for manufacturing a patient's own cells to potentially treat their cancer. Thank you to the Iovance team and the local community for all of your support in helping us achieve this important milestone.
Great. I hope that was helpful in understanding who Iovance is as an employer, why they chose the Navy Yard, and also getting some glimpses on what it looks like to work inside that laboratory environment. Now that what we're going to do is talk about the aseptic technician position, all the things that make it a quality job you can see on the left-hand side of your screen, including the reliable hours, the pay rate, and all of the benefits. An aseptic manufacturing technician start at $27 an hour. Individuals in this role are responsible for maintaining a sterile lab environment by garbing, cleaning, and following procedures to ensure constant cleanliness. Individuals in this role will assemble sterile products, stock supplies, and document processes of biomedical manufacturers. Typically, aseptic technicians work 11 or 12-hour shifts. In this case, 6 p.m. till 5:30 a.m. or 6:30 a.m. each week. Aseptic technicians work in a fully gowned environment like you can see on your screen, including gloves and face masks and goggles, and routinely attend training to ensure compliance with new operational processes and procedures. The role requires working on a team with 4 to 6 other staff members, all in garb, and at times performing duties independently. Iovance, through lots of conversations, has named that employees who succeed in this role are go-getters who take initiative, ask questions, and pay attention to detail to ensure processes are followed correctly the first time. And I can agree with all of that. To date, we have over 30 graduates of the Skills Initiative program working at Iovance, and all of them have those traits of taking initiative, being science curious, and having that go-getter attitude. We believe in the aseptic technician position as a quality job and a great pathway into the cell and gene therapy industry. But as you're thinking about this program being the right fit for you, and also the employment opportunity with Iovance being the right fit, you should know that this position is designed to connect, or this program is designed to connect people to opportunities on night shift. There's 2 shifts, an A and B shift. You can see them on your screen here, and you should be prepared for that. That through the program, the opportunity for employment will be on night shift. And aseptic technicians are required to work that assigned schedule, and due to the nature of cell therapy and manufacturing schedules, must be willing to work alternative shifts, weekends and evenings and holidays as needed. And at times, overtime is required. Typical shifts are 11 or 12 hours, and if hired, you'll be assigned to A or B shift. Iovance does consider preferences, but nothing is guaranteed in terms of assignment of A or B shift. You also must be able to wear the appropriate clean room attire and all personal protective equipment, or PPE. That includes those scrubs, the gowning coveralls, masks, gloves, all the things that you see in the image on your screen. You also must be able to meet the requirements for and be able to wear a half respirator and able to stand or walk for 90% of your shift. The first few months of onboarding and training for this position will occur during regular work hours, a first shift schedule Monday through Friday, roughly 7:30 a.m. till 4:30 p.m. However, once the technician is fully trained, they'll be assigned to that evening shift that includes weekends, evenings, and holidays as needed. Now what we're going to do is start talking about the program itself. You learned a lot about who Thomas Jefferson University is, who the Skills Initiative is, who Iovance is, and the Aseptic Manufacturing Technician position. Ideally, you're saying, like, this is great. This is what I want to do or choose as my next thing. Now we're going to talk about the program commitment that you'll need to make. Ultimately, this program is really broken down into 3 different components. 3 weeks of professional development with the Skills Initiative, which happens in person, Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. till 12 p.m. 6 weeks with Scott and his team at Thomas Jefferson University, Tuesday through Thursday, 9 a.m. till 3 p.m. And then 12 weeks of on-the-job training happening at Iovance, with the idea that folks who complete this program are connecting to employment on January 5th, 2026. We are in May right now. So think about the commitment that you need to make to this program in order to connect to this employment opportunity. And ideally, making that decision that it is the right commitment to make to connect to this opportunity. Along the way, throughout this 25-week program, we will incentivize through small monetary incentives, including during the first 9 weeks of training, a $150 weekly stipend as an incentive to engage in the classroom material. And at the point that you transition to your on-the-job training portion of the program, that 12-week externship, you'll transition to a weekly stipend of $560 a week, roughly $14 an hour for your time at Iovance. At the conclusion of that, you will have the opportunity to interview for an open position with Iovance starting at $27 an hour. With that in mind, I'm going to kick it over to Scott to talk a little bit about the Jefferson Biotechnology Program, or JBT, and what you'll be learning during the 6 weeks of training.
Great, thanks, Jay. So what we're going to be doing with your 6 weeks, starting with us from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m., is having in the morning time, 9 to 11:30, discussion or classroom environment. So we'll start from the beginning. We'll talk about general biology and cells, right? How they behave and what they do. And then we'll transition to the afternoon around 12:30 to 3, and you'll get into the laboratory and really learn how to operate within a laboratory environment, and training to work within an aseptic technician, environmentally controlled environment or laboratory. Second week, we'll learn about cells and gene therapy. What is it? What is these cells that we're working with, and what are they for? And why is it so important to be very careful with keeping everything clean in these environments as we're growing and purifying these cells to get ready for patient treatment. So again, we'll be talking about this in the morning and then transitioning to the laboratory so that you get your hands-on experience. Third week, we'll talk about something very important, which is called quality management systems, right? So this is what a system that's built around biotech and pharma companies to ensure the quality and efficiency of the product that they are making. And so it's a way that we can track and monitor every step of the process and people who are involved in making these important cell therapies to treat patients. And so again, we'll be talking about in the classroom in the morning and then working on these skill sets in the afternoon. How to put protective clothes on and goggles, and how to clean down the laboratory that you'll be working in. So we will talk about important processes of documentation, right? So when we're making these important new therapies, it's important to document and trace everything that we do from beginning to end to ensure the quality and the safety of these therapies that we're providing to patients. So we'll talk about that as well. You'll learn how to grow and culture cells, and then we'll talk about, right, what do we do with these cells? How do we culture them up and purify them and get them ready for patient use? So we'll learn how to work within a team, planning our process with carefully drawn out, right, what's called SOPs, right, standard operating procedures, and everything is documented along the way. And then finally, in the 6th week, right, we'll talk about biomanufacturing, exactly what you're going to be doing, just in a small scale within the Jefferson labs, right? And then you'll be doing a pilot scale production of these cells, right, so that you understand the process from beginning to end.
Thanks, Scott. And can you tell us a little bit about where the training's happening?
Sure. Our laboratories are located on the Thomas Jefferson University campus, which is Center City, Philadelphia. So our building is the Edison building, located on South 9th Street on the corner of 9th and Sansom. And so that's where we'll be meeting every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday from July 8th to August 14th from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m.
Great. And for folks who are a little bit more visual in terms of what this commitment is going to look like, the recruitment period is open for a few more days. Ultimately, we use what is called a rolling selection process, which I'll talk about when we talk about what the application process is and what those steps are. But through that application process, we will identify individuals who are a great fit for this program, invite them to a participant agreement meeting on June 13th. During that agreement meeting, it's a real deep dive into the program standards, expectation, and the calendar commitment that you see on your screen, making sure that this is an informed decision that works for you, your schedule. And then we'll start and give you all the first aid details for professional development. You'll go through 1 week of professional development, really focusing on yourself and being reflective about what your strengths are, what you bring to the table, how you work with your team, and how all of that relates to Iovance and also working in the laboratory environment. You're going to take all this great cohort energy, working with up to 14 new people that you haven't met before, and transition to Thomas Jefferson University for the biotechnology program. During that 6 weeks, you'll be there Tuesday through Thursday, 9 a.m. till 3 p.m., and then transition back to the Skills Initiative for 2 more weeks of professional development and job preparedness. During this time, we'll really focus on being ready and getting ready for the on-the-job training portion of the program. During that 2 weeks, you can also see on August 26th, we'll take a tour of Iovance. You'll get to meet many of their leaders, their training team, as you start to prepare for your externship portion of the program. Lastly, during Wednesdays in September, we'll have some supplementary programming that'll happen, which will be a little different than professional development, but high quality and high value touch points related to the life sciences industry to give you a more well-rounded view of the skills that you're learning in this program and how they can be applied generally across the southeastern region and how in demand these skills are. And all of that will then lead into the 12-week externship at Iovance Biotherapeutics, located down at the Navy Yard. So for 12 weeks, you'll be really learning what it takes to be a full performance technician. That schedule typically is 7:30 a.m. till 4:30 p.m. You'll transition to that $560 weekly stipend during that 12-week period. So you know about the program itself, you know the commitment that you need to be making, talked about the training. What else do you get? What are the benefits of connecting in this program? The Skills Initiative is proud to offer a number of benefits to participants. Our model matches one participant to one job opening, meaning that every candidate that's selected for this program has the opportunity to interview for an open position with Iovance. We also believe in supporting participants by offering weekly stipends and incentivizing the program and its completion. You'll also get all of that hands-on training, 12 weeks of on-the-job training with Iovance, in addition to those college-adapted courses at Thomas Jefferson University. Through the program, you'll be connected with an industry-specific professional coach who will help you not only during the program, but should you so choose, following your transition after the program to employment with Iovance and beyond. That guaranteed interview that we talked about. And the Skills Initiative team will support you with all of the onboarding supports that you need and those milestones, including updating a high-quality resume, interview preparation, completing the application, and any screening documents. All of that is built into the program so you can connect to employment as quickly as possible. So who are we looking for? Ideally, you're on the screen right now. You have said yes to everything that Scott and I have relayed. Yes, I want to work at Iovance. Yes, I want to be an aseptic technician. Yes, I can commit to this program. Yes, I'm interested in working in that type of highly personal protective equipment environment, right? All of those things. In order to be eligible for this program, you must live in Philadelphia. You have to commit to that full training schedule that I outlined and have a strong desire to obtain and retain full-time permanent employment. You'll need reliable transportation to and from the worksite and classroom. That includes professional development in West Philadelphia, technical training at Thomas Jefferson University in Center City, and then your on-the-job training at Iovance Biotherapeutics located down at the Navy Yard. You also have to be capable of working in that fully garbed environment. So as you're thinking about, are you the right fit? You're answering yes to those questions. So lastly, before we open it up to Q&A, I'd like to talk about the application process itself. So the application is open now. You can find that at our website. Our recruitment team will drop that in the chat. If you don't know where to find it yet, you can click that link and connect directly to it. After this session's over, I encourage you to apply if you're interested. We use a multi-step recruitment process, and it really starts with submitting the online application. That online application, the first thing to know is you're asked to fill it out completely, including your work history and educational history, and answering 2 open-ended questions. Those 2 open-ended questions are, why do you want to participate in the program? And what additional qualifications are you bringing to the table? For additional qualifications, they could be hard skills, previous science experiment, they could be soft skills, they could be interest in this program and telling us why. There is no right or wrong answer there, but we're looking for what makes you unique and what's going to make you additive to 13 other people that are selected for this program. Those folks that submit high-quality applications will then be invited to the Skills Initiative in West Philadelphia for an assessment and interview day. We use a CASAS assessment, and for that CASAS assessment, we'll use the math portion of that assessment, looking for folks who have a 12th grade math level in order to advance on to the next step. Those folks that have that 12th grade level will have the opportunity to interview and then move to that participant agreement, the last step truly in the recruitment process. During that participant agreement, as I mentioned before, we'll dive deep into the standards of the program, the expectations of the program, the calendar commitment, make sure it's the right fit for you. Ideally, you'll say yes. You'll sign that participant agreement, and we'll give you all the first aid details for professional development and technical training. After you complete the professional development and technical training, you'll then connect to that Iovance externship, learn everything that you need to be a full performance aseptic technician, interview for an open position at Iovance in that aseptic role, and ideally connect to employment. Before I stop sharing my screen and open it up to Q&A, just want to call out two things that you can see at the bottom there. If you're looking to where the application is, one of the places you can find it is at our website at philadelphiaskills.org/jobs. And you can learn more about the program there. If you have individual questions that might not be the right place to ask them in open Q&A, whether that's in the chat or unmuted, I want to encourage you to email the hello@philadelphiaskills.org email address. Our recruitment team is standing by right now. We'll answer your questions over the next 24 hours from this info session. So if you feel like you have a question that might directly relate to you that you don't want to announce publicly, use that email address at hello@, and we'll get you an answer in the next 24 hours. And with that, I'm going to stop sharing my screen. Our recruitment team is going to start walking through the Q&A questions, and then we'll do a little open forum, unmute yourself and ask your question after we get through the chat Q&A. And then I'm going to ask Morris to stop the recording.